Okay, let's call the meeting to order. And time is 7:04 p.m. And I'll call the roll.
I can call the roll. Isn't it the secretary calls the roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine too.
I'll call the roll.
Yeah,
Nancy,
here.
Johnny Torres, Omar Gonzalez,
Here.
Barbara and Vicencio.
Here.
George, I'm here. Luis Lopez. Absent. Brandon Diaz.
He's excused.
Absolutely. Robin Amador, Officer Amador, President. And Arthur Holmes.
Mark.
Fire
Mark Shaver.
Okay, to have Arthur Holmes here.
No, Yeah.
Okay,
No. Sorry to do that. I don't own these. I have.
I wasn't sure.
okay.
I lost it from here and went to here.
That sounds a good excuse, I can. Okay, all righty, order of business. Referrals, additions, deletions. I wasn't sure, 100% sure. Okay, let's show Louis.
Luis Lopez is here.
Here.
Wanted to add something, but we don't need to right now. I'd like to add 2 items to the order of business. Who is that? You? Yeah. Where do we put them? Towards like number,
It depends, is it a new business or an old business?
it's old. It's old, so put it at E. And that's the emergency contact form. And the other item is I'm gonna add it to 6E. We added emergency contact form and both together, a sticker to the agenda. Okay.
So that's gonna be
that is
one?
6E, 2-part.
Okay,
The emergency contact form that we've already established and a sticker in regard to
So it needs
emergency.
to be a motion to add that to the agenda. Do we have a motion,
Right, that's what I'm looking for.
or you can make the motion?
Okay, I make a motion that we add to 6E
Second.
emergency contact form and a sticker. Got a second from Omar. All in favor? Motion passes.
Anybody else need to add anything to the agenda? No, we can move on to your next item.
Adoption of the minutes. Everybody read the minutes? You have a motion to accept the minutes? Or are you still reading them?
I motion to have the minutes, last month's meeting.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay, special presentation, police department report.
Hello, everyone. Oh, year to date, we had 2 homicides, we're at 4. Year to date, we had 1, we're at 2 for robberies. For auto thefts, we were at 20, we're at 25. For commercial burglaries, we were at 0, we're at 4. For residential burglaries, we're at 6, we're at 4. And for aggravated batteries, or batteries in general, we were at 6, we're at 2.
What
So
went
something's up, something's
down,
down.
with only two last ones went down. And those were the
For
residential
residential burglaries
and batteries.
and the batteries.
They went down.
Commercial went up, but commercial, it's because there's more going on, so of course those things have to come up. And the auto theft have also go up. People are actually going to work and all that.
And fire department report, please.
Life-threatening calls, we ran 173 in the month of March. This is the month of March. Non-life-threatening calls, 75, structure fires, 33, other emergencies, 28, for a total of 310 calls. Ran between brain attacks, cardiac alerts, and trauma alerts, we ran 7. The response times for life-threatening calls was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Non-life-threatening calls was 8 minutes. Structure fires was 6 minutes, 30 seconds. And for trauma alerts and cardiac alerts and brain attacks was 5 minutes, 49 seconds. So the response times have come down. When I look at they've come down about a minute in the past 3 or 4 months. I don't know why that is. Traffic's not getting any better.
No. I have a question about, because it aggravates me every time I go there. 67th Avenue and blocking the box.
Mhm.
Has there been any improvement there, or it stays the same? It's the worst when it's people
Rush
going to
hour.
work traffic. Nothing's really changed? Or has there?
Not that anyways before they all have said it's about the same.
Any ideas? Because it just drives me nuts. Some people ignore, I mean, even when I'm in Broward, I go nuts, but I'm just nuts. But it's annoying, especially because when you come out of there and you need to go south on 67th Avenue, you gotta make some trips. Everybody thinks it's the people just close to the driveway. Am I right? When you come out of there, and you have to go south on 160, on 67th Avenue, you cut across that northbound traffic.
Yeah.
And that's, so it's every lane.
So what happens is, and just from the experience of being the captain on that truck, what happens is you educate people 1 car at a time in the box. So they get away with it until one day they're stuck right in front of the fire engine and we're blowing our horns at them and everybody's looking at them. Generally some embarrassment sets in for most people. And so I always look at it as a win every time somebody's in our way.
And by the same token, there's really no place for them to go when that light is red and they're all just, it's
No, they kind
try to
of
teach them for next time.
Yeah. So they go, oh, last time they came right out on me. And the bumper was right next to my window. Yeah, so, but other than that, I mean, everything that can be done has been done. You know, like painting the box, putting the signs up, don't stop in this area. You know, everything that can be done, but you're still going to have enough quiet stay and get away with it because they may have gone to work 150 times and never seen a fire truck come out of that fire station at that specific time. So.
And to add insult to injury there, if there's a gigantic box truck or whatever in front of me and the light's going to turn red, depending upon what lane I'm in, I might not see that
Right.
other traffic light that might assist me in
There's not,
saying,
there's
oh my
not,
God, they gotta get out, the light's red, slow down, speed up, do something, but there's no control really.
no, and people, you see how people drive. I mean, they would sell their young if the men, they can get in front of you. You know, that's,
Yeah,
that's. Anyway, I was watching, I was looking at the 95 this morning and people were driving down the breakdown lane because traffic was backed up. So they just, I mean, and not just one, like at least 15 cars, like they just made a whole new lane.
And you know, the bigger problem that I see with that is that they're not doing it cautiously,
No,
they're
they're
flying.
doing 60 next to people who are doing 10.
Yeah.
That what I've seen over my career is that the more densely populated we become, the more vicious people become with each other. It's kind of like a human nature space kind of anthropological thing that happens.
we need a mini tunnel
Yeah,
right there for you guys to drive, only you guys, to drive over to get into the south bank.
it's I
You know,
mean
it's a matter of minutes. I
it's
know.
been what it's been. We've dealt with that. I remember that station was 5 years old, so that station's been there just dealing with that. But the population density is grown. I mean, we're over 3 million people in the county. And we're getting larger by the day.
I'd like to see us do maybe, I mean, Brandon's not here, let's give him some work. They can do a, you know. Every minute counts. What if it was your loved one? Give me a guilt trip. I'm Italian. You know, do that maybe. Something to just, you know, bonk people over the heads. I don't know what, but
If
you
you
know,
can't
if
get
only it were a minute, they were with the oxygen a minute sooner.
driving from Doral to here just now, if you can't get people to stop doing this with two hands behind the wheel, doing 40 miles an hour, how are you gonna get them to stop sitting in a box if they're gonna be that? Oh, forgive me, but if they're gonna be that stupid, that you're not gonna fix stupid. You can't fix stupid.
That's how people started acting with the freaking gas. It was just a couple days of people fighting at the pumps.
Right, it's just, population density is our big adversary.
Okay.
But I definitely applaud I thought that the video was great. I think that's absolutely a step in the right direction. But did it go out to Hialeah residents that were coming down 67th Avenue? No, I didn't see it. You know, so did it come from the Miramar residents?
We need more money to get it further out there.
But it was a great video, and I think it's definitely something good to remind people, maybe yearly, you know, once a year, that hey, remember this? No, that's you already have the video, so better than just using it once.
All I'm gonna do.
Plus, we want to
do a
see.
guilt
We want to
trip.
see
We're gonna do a video with a child and her little teddy bear, and you look up and say, if only we've been here. How's that?
All the good people see it, but the ones who need to see it won't watch it,
Maybe one.
hopefully.
All right, guys. Thank you. Old business. We got any new business on old business? Well, how are we on paying our bills, and have we heard from
So we're on 6A.
6A?
So I included a budget report for you guys, so you can look at page number 7, and if you want, I can walk you through it. So this is an update. And this already reflects the $75 that you guys moved over from banners to educational materials. So if you look, I'll walk you through each line. Banners, you had an original budget of $200 that the town gave you beginning of the fiscal year. And you guys made a revision, it's now $125. Out of that $125, you haven't spent anything in that line item. For the breakfast, police appreciation, you had an original budget of $4,000. It is still $4,000. You've spent $1,325. So you have an available budget of $2,675. Something to note is that only half of your fees to the Miami Lakes Hotel have been paid for your breakfast. So that line item will soon be closer to zero. Educational materials, you guys were originally given $600. You transferred $75 over, so you had a new budget of $675. And you spent $675, so you have $0 left in that. Your total budget right now, you have available $2,800 to spend for this fiscal year.
And what's the breakfast costing us?
Or what's the remaining balance?
The balance depends on what your final number is. If you keep it as is, then it will be kept as. I did share a copy of that quote with you guys. So if you want, I can resend it. I have to look for it. I don't have it. So you guys did approve that final quote.
Yes.
Right, but we also,
75 was.
so where are the two plaques included?
The plaques have not been charged. The budget only shows what has been charged to your account so far.
Okay,
The only thing that has been charged to that account so far is the deposit for the breakfast.
that's 1325.
Exactly.
So then we have the remaining balance and the plaque.
And whatever else you choose to do with that event. Yeah. If you give me a moment, I'll look for it. I'll give you the final number of what it's gonna be. Again, if we don't add a single person to it, if we add plates at the end, then obviously that goes up.
Where are we on the two plaques, the award recipients?
Okay, I'm not gonna go into that yet because we're at budget, so I'm not gonna go into that item just yet. You have another item that's related to awards
Okay, okay,
in regards to your agenda, sorry.
all right. I didn't know if we had put out any money towards any deposits. Okay. All right.
What was the cutoff date for the names? Because I see here that the award ceremony is like before our next meeting.
I have an update for you guys, which I will give you. I'm trying to keep you guys on agenda. So are we done with 6A?
Yeah. Are we done with 6A? Until we get to a report. Okay. So 6B.
The caps already came in, so if you guys, if you want at the end of the meeting, I'll go upstairs and I'll grab them for you guys, but the caps are in.
I think that would be helpful.
But yeah, that's the update on that.
Okay.
Probably went on, didn't
Should pictures too. Right. Okay, the award ceremony. On May 20th. And we have. I got confused with some of my notes. You're gonna bail me out once again. We had originally got a quote for the grand ballroom downstairs with 100 attendees. It's too much money for us, so we got an approval for a room, or not a room, but we moved it down to 75 attendees. And I'm not sure, because that's where my notes get confusing, we talk with two different people, and I'm not sure if that 75 and the lower amount is still in the grand ballroom, or if we're gonna have to use the upstairs bedroom.
It's taking place in the Grand Slam Ballroom.
Thank you.
I got confirmation from him last week.
Okay. So is in ballroom for 75. Now, I started doing some math. We've got people on this committee, our police and fire reps, our police and fire major, and whoever is gonna come. From
The,
the
chief-
fire department, any police, whatever, and then you've got two different stations.
Yes, because we're, the first item is awarding names, and I think you jumped to RSVPs right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I brought up the awardees and left out. Okay, so let's back up a minute. We're on to the ballroom and the awardees' names for the flag.
So we have the fire one, thank you. That's been provided, we're just waiting on the police name,
Okay,
and I can give it to you right here. Just so you have it for your notes. It's firefighter Lazaro Calzadilla.
It's there.
Lazaro,
Calzadilla.
C-A-L-Z.
Zadilla.
C-A-L-Z, why do I know that name? Didn't we have a person? Didn't we have a female employee with a town named Calvia? Think so.
It's probably like five.
Pretty sure it's a
It's a
pretty,
very,
pretty common.
it's a common name,
I
okay,
would
but
say
it's
so.
familiar to me, and I'm surprised I remember anything. Okay, so Lazaro is fired. Okay, I'm reading, please. And as soon as you get that second name, you're going to submit it to the company that's
So
gonna make.
I don't know if you, I think you have a contact them. I sent them an email requesting a quote because I was hoping to bring it to you guys so you guys could see it, but she did not respond with the quote. So if you can nudge them for it, that would be great.
You sent them an email.
Yeah.
You sent it to Jackie.
To the same email that I used last year.
It should be Jackie, that's who and Jackie was the Calzadilla, by the way, I would send that at me again. Okay, but anyway, yeah, Jackie at
Trophy.
Trophyland.
Yeah. I sent it.
And you did send her,
Mhm. And I haven't gotten a response, so.
but you only sent one name? Because you haven't.
No,
gotten the
I
second?
didn't send her the name yet. I just
Okay.
asked
You're
her for
waiting
the quote of
Okay.
what it was gonna cost them, and I haven't gotten that.
Okay. It could be, it shouldn't be, because I don't think they go by the letter at her place. But it might, maybe that's why you haven't heard from her yet, or she's waiting for the second one, I don't know.
She
Okay.
shouldn't be waiting for the second one because I didn't even give her the first one. I
And
just
you
asked
don't-
for a quote on what, for those plaques. If you
check
want,
with
what
her
I can
tomorrow.
do is I can tell you that last year was 3. Last year, you guys spent $209.70 on 3 of them.
All right, I'll contact Jackie,
You can give me a call.
or I'll have her answer your
Yeah, that too.
email you sent,
Yeah.
Perhaps word ceremony names. Now we're up to two, C,
C2.
Roman numeral 2, RSVPs.
You were saying that you were
All right, so
concerned about them.
we've got, it would help all of us if we get at least confirmations from our committee. And are you bringing a spouse? I want to keep it to that. No children. Because when you start adding up and we had to drop 25 people, we're going to have to make adjustments. So like I said, adults, committee members, and spouses if you choose. And we've got the council, we need RSVPs from everybody that I'm naming here. Even if you are a committee member, you might be out of town, whatever, I'd like a list to help out, so we know what we're doing. Okay, I'll, the quote from the, I still call it Schuler's, I'm sorry. From from catering people. Did they, the quote is strictly 75 and that's the cutoff, am I right?
75, but you guys can add.
Yeah, said that.
Neil,
Yes.
that's,
You
okay,
can.
that's what I was going with. Okay, if we have to. And the reason why we chose the date we did, because Mother's Day is the weekend before, so there shouldn't be any people out of town, but we don't know what their plans are, but we need RSVPs soon.
So we should
Things
shoot
come
her,
up.
shoot out an email.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, is that helpful to you? Okay. And like I said, with the fire department, you've got 2 shifts on duty at that time. And whatever shift your awardee is on, if he's on evenings and he's there to get a plaque, his squad is gonna wanna be there.
So
Relax.
he's on C shift, which this award ceremony is on C shift. So all of his people will be there and I'll get working on what stations are gonna, probably both stations will go. But staggered. So they might come staggered. I don't remember how, I think we did like that last year. Where they kind of overlap, so what we don't want to do is we don't want to slow down the response time during that 9 o'clock in the morning.
What is C shift?
It's tomorrow's shift, so we work 24 hours, so it's today's B shift, tomorrow's C shift, A shift, B shift.
Oh, you do it,
We do
by days.
24 hours.
I see,
There's not a specific day of the week because it's every 3 days.
I see. Will you be able to handle those RSVPs and all that?
Yeah, so
Not Eventbrite, we would have to pay for
Exactly.
that.
no, you don't have to pay for that. You guys just agreed that you don't want to use Eventbrite because you're not gonna have the firefighter and the police go individually sign up.
Right,
So all we did, from my notes from last time, is you guys agreed on just giving police and fire 30 each, and they just have to confirm if they're using up to 30, or if they're using less, let us know the number by May 5th. And that email has been sent to both. We just have to wait on their numbers. And the reason for May 5th is because the following business day, that Monday, that's the last chance we have to up numbers if needed with the hotel.
no, I see us having to do that. Because if we've got,
Okay.
what'd
Sorry,
you say?
Stan, that was a 30 is a decent number, right, for both stations.
Well, it would be 14 for both stations, and then so I think we had like 25.
You got
So
five.
30 should be good for them, and then police, I guess, I don't know what you guys are estimating. Yeah, but we have time.
Yeah, we're waiting for.
Yeah.
So we're good with the numbers the way they are.
The thing is that you guys you guys capped them at 30 to be able to stay within the 75 is what you last did. So again, if you guys feel like you need to up it, you just have to let me know. But I know that you guys did that so that you could stay at 75.
Well, you'll know if we need to up it because you're gonna have all the numbers. So, I mean, well, by when do we have to tell you also by the 5th?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything by the
so
5th.
If there's any extras that we can't afford to pay for, then I'm gonna pass the hat.
That'll be all right.
We'll be good.
And it will be okay. We'll be okay. All right, just as much as you possibly can, keep me kind of in the loop if and when you can. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I've only gotten 2 RCPs from 2 council members. If you want, whenever, as I get the responses, I'll forward them to you. So you have them.
Yeah, just so I can.
And I'll do it
it's
right now, the
those-
ones I already
It's
received.
those people that might just come for the opening ceremonies and that kind of thing, and not even stay to eat, because it is, on the weekend and all that type of thing. So we'll get the numbers right. Okay, raffles and gift cards donations. We've never really had to do that. We did it one year because I had a whole bunch of stuff that I could wrap up and do raffles. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that this year, but I was thinking, there's somebody on another committee that I'm on that he gets all these people to donate things and gift cards and whatever. So what I want to know from you guys is, I've got the roll of tickets. I know it. The cart for the horse, what we've had them from the past. So I've got the tickets. We don't have to worry about those this year. But maybe if I contact, let's say, some restaurants and say, would you donate a gift card or something like that for dinner or 2 dinners or, you know, I'll do it if I have to. If anybody else has any contacts, I'll let you speak up. But how do you guys feel about even getting involved with that? Or just say, look, forget it this year, we're a little close on our budget.
I recall last or 2 meetings ago, I said that I was gonna talk to over at Lou's and Andy's, and I was able to get some, you know, Lou's committed to 4 gift cards. And Andy's did too. I gave my police chief over at Virginia Gardens sort of a field trip, and then they're gonna donate also some gift cards through Lou's, like just 5 of them on behalf of, Virginia Gardens, and so we'll donate those also.
Okay.
As
Do we
far
have
as that,
any amount on
restaurants,
any of
I think
those?
they were
We don't know.
$25 each, something like that,
On all 3?
all 4. And then
Um,
Andy's also 2.
if you would like us to recognize them, you know, as like a thank you on social media, if you
Okay.
can write me an email with the 2 names of the organizations.
Okay,
And if you have a logo for them, you can send it to me. Like that, we do like a Facebook social media recap and we can add their names.
okay,
Your PD too?
right, okay, appreciate that. Well,
Okay, so I got it right. 4 from Lou's and 2 from Andy's.
yes, ma'am.
All 6, $25.
Yes, ma'am.
And
then I know
Virginia Gardens.
I don't know,
Not yet.
yes, but I will get, but I don't know the
Okay.
specific amount, probably a little bit more than that. Mhm,
All right, no, but that helps a lot.
mhm.
It really does. And soon as we know, then those are how many raffles we have. So we will
It's gonna
have,
be, I think, it's gonna be like 10 cards,
that's great.
4 and 2, 6, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get 4. So
Super.
I think
Thank you.
that's decent, that's a decent.
Anybody else, if there's any others that we can do with, let's say, restaurants? You know, people like their raffles. Okay. Let me know the total when we have the thing, so I know how many raffle pickers that we do. Thank you. Social media awareness month. Okay, we were going to do something with that in regard to Brandon doing his usual thing on social media with our social
I guess
awareness month.
you
but-
guys would have to table that if he's not here to cover the item unless you have the information for him.
No, I haven't gotten that.
But you guys can start looking at it if you want, because I think the attachment number 8 on your agenda is the new PSAs that he kind of came up with. So I guess you guys can look at it and see if you agree. And then he kind of wanted ideas, I guess. It says August, September, October, December, come up with new. So I guess, I don't know if you guys want to work on that now, or you want to take it home and think about it and bring ideas to the next meeting. That's up to you guys.
There's just one that you're gonna show us tonight? Is that what you said?
No,
There's something from Brandon.
exactly. Item 6D, that's why it has his name next to it, is something that he's spearheading, I want to say. There's an attachment related to that. It's page
No,
number
that's
8.
mine. That's the one where each month. So and so, such and such a month is.
Okay, so do you want to tell us what to do with this
Well,
one?
I presented a list. either
Exactly,
One or 2
so-
meetings ago, and one of them I think was changed. Might have
Exactly.
been the last one, and I don't mind that, you know, but if we talked about doing it, we need to keep up with the months.
That's exactly why this was brought up. So here's the feedback I can give. You guys presented a list that some of the things did not align with what your committee is supposed to do. So we had a meeting with Brandon individually, not the entire committee. We just had a meeting with Brandon, letting him know, hey, like some of these need to be changed, you know, gave him some feedback, and the idea was that he was gonna bring that feedback back to you guys, so you guys could work on it together. He's not here. So all I can give you is the drafted list, a new drafted list which is page number 8 in your agenda. So you guys have a copy of it.
All right, then let's do this, guys, until Brandon does his thing and whatever that he was going to do tonight. I don't want to see, we've already missed 1 month since we decided to do this. I don't want to miss the next. So how many months in advance should we pick until Brandon, maybe next month, so we need to pick 2
If you guys take a look at the list,
on
May is on the list already.
page 8.
Yes, it's just you have a couple that need to be filled in, August, September, October.
Okay, so we got.
You see how it says come up with
So
new?
we're covered for May and June. And I know July.
But some of this may have changed from the time you guys looked at it. So I need your approval if you want to move forward with this list, if you want to change anything, like this is where you guys have to let us know.
All right, make it simple. So everybody looked at May, June, and July on page 8. Tony, do you have an agenda? You need one. Oh, okay, I didn't see it there. All right, so I make a motion that we accept May, June, and July as it is. That's plenty of time from Brandon to get back, and we'll do August, September, and October, or whenever we need it. It's back. Okay?
Also second that motion.
Okay, and that's a motion just to go with the themes for May,
June and July.
June, and July.
Okay, so we got a motion and a second,
Second.
right, and all in favor?
Right.
All opposed? None opposed, motion passes.
You made the motion, Nancy, and second by Darwin, right?
Correct. No objections. So we got that done. And now, who is Brandon the one that gets that printed up on the social media? He handles
No.
that. You have to do it.
Communications team. does it.
Communicate. That's fine by me. Okay, just wanted to know.
We just need direction from you guys on what they're gonna be. That's why they worked on this document. Yeah.
Okay. Now we are at 6E, emergency contact form and stickers. All right, I have both hats here. Officer Amador. Public Safety Committee originally had a form that we used for emergency contact information. Does everybody remember what that one looked like?
Yes.
When they-
We worked on it
Fridge?
last year.
It's paper, and we were gonna put it on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Another committee has also done something else very nicely with the thermometer, am I correct? Public, elderly affairs.
It was the
They've
same
got some
form.
kind of a thing. Yeah, but it's smaller. Ours is an 8.5 by 11 sheet that people were gonna fill out. And I think we voted on using it, but now Elderly Affairs has come up with something that's like, how many of these are we going to do?
I'm not, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. And I know you guys have been around longer than I have, but last year we talked about this form and last year you guys collaborated with Elderly
Mhm.
Affairs on this. It was the same form for both committees for everybody and it just had both of your logos. It wasn't
Now,
a separate,
Elderly Affairs has come up with something else.
no, they haven't.
I haven't seen anything different.
But they're talking about some kind of. I wasn't sure. I sat down there, Mumbles sat up here. Mumbles occurred up here, so I didn't mean it was a name. But what I'm saying, all I heard was mumbles. I got that fixed supposedly. Now this is broken. But anyway, I had understood that there was gonna be some kind of a sticker.
I haven't been to their meetings because I have my meetings around, so I haven't been updated on anything.
All right, okay, then,
And I can tell you that from working on elderly affairs, there is nothing going on like that. There is, they haven't brought it to the committee, so it's not
Okay.
official yet.
So, but at any rate, to avoid a conflict and to clean this up a little bit, we've got this emergency contact form in paper, 8.5 by 11, you can put it on the refrigerator. Anybody can use it from the Public Safety Committee. And it is in conjunction with elderly. But I believe I understood the elderly thing was something that was gonna be outside the home to indicate that there is an elderly person or a person who lives by themselves.
I think you're referring to their collaboration with special needs on the registry. That has nothing to do with the form, with this type of,
So, okay, that sounds familiar too.
right? That's
okay.
what you're working with for elderly. That's the only thing initiative, that they want to collaborate with special needs for any adults who may need.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, but nothing like, it's a
it's
special
two
needs
separate
part,
things,
right?
it's a
And they
special.
would have to apply and be a part of the registry, and then they will get the stickers for the special needs.
Okay,
So that's separate that's separate from your emergency contact.
right, now, where are we with that? Are we going to put them out front for people to take?
Where are we
have
with what?
that form, or are
The
we
emergency
going to-
contact form?
The one that we generated. with
Well, you
elderly
guys
affairs?
haven't discussed it in the
Uh-huh.
recent, so since you're bringing it up now, if that's what you want me to do, yeah, I can work on that for you.
We need to get moving with that. You know, we've had it for a while, where we
Okay.
said we're gonna do it. But let's come up with a plan, and again, it has to be okayed through elderly affairs.
It's already been okayed as of last year.
Okay, so we're gonna do,
It's the same form. The
Distribute
form is
them.
just me printing extra ones for you guys, really. Is that what you want me to bring to the
whatever
next meeting?
needs to be done, whatever, whether we. Go ahead, whatever we hand out or leave out front,
I can, as I go to most of the meetings, I can.
hand them out,
Yeah, hand them out. And,
whatever.
just say, look, from the public safety and elderly affairs, they wanted us to
Yeah.
give these out. That's not a problem, especially we're at the end of the month, I can start all my meetings.
Yeah.
May,
And they're helpful, I was gonna have, thought I had one.
I'll share it with you guys electronically as well, so you have copies, and then I can bring it to the next meeting as well.
Okay.
And then eventually, can we put
Are
some up
you
front
able,
for
you're not
walking?
able to bring it up here?
No, because I have to look for that.
Okay,
Nancy, can we also put up some up front for
I
walking?
would hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We can do that.
all right, I just wanted to. Bring it up. New business, Citizen Crime Watch, Brandon, we can't do that now, we've got a
You should
table.
motion to table for the next meeting.
I make a motion to table,
Second.
for when Brandon will be here. Second is Omar.
Hmm.
All, Ruth, motion passes. Workshop budget for 23-24. We don't have to do that tonight, but we have to get started on that next meeting, absolutely. not
So
tonight.
just note that it's due it's due May 31st.
Oh.
So you guys can work on it either this meeting or next meeting, regardless. If you want to do it next meeting, that would give you the time to really look at your budget right now from here to then and just come prepared on as to what you guys think. If you need to add any new line items for any new type of activities and initiatives that don't already exist within the line items that you guys have, this is your opportunity to present that new line item to the council. And if you need additional funding, that is your opportunity to say, hey, for breakfast, we need $10,000. I'm not telling you to put that, I'm just saying an example over here. And then you will have to justify each line item. If you do not add a justification, it will not go to council. So again, look at your line items. Do you need to add a new line item, something that doesn't exist? You add it. And for existing line items or new ones, you're gonna put what you think the budget should be, what you're asking of them.
So we can update any lines. that we
You
have
can
right now.
update, you can remove. If there's a line item you're no longer using and it doesn't really serve any purpose, then you really shouldn't be funding that line item anymore. So that's something for you guys to think about. And all we would do is literally just write it in a paper. I don't know if you guys remember last year, just
Yeah.
write it on a paper, this line item, this line item, this line item.
And then you.
And
update
then
it.
the amount and why you need that amount. If you're upping, if you're deleting, if you're adding. And that's really all. But obviously, as a committee, you guys need to agree on what those amounts and what those line items are gonna be. And I would say, obviously, use the budget that you currently have as a reference. Like if you remember that there's a line item that you didn't even use this year, and you didn't use last year, maybe that no longer needs to be funded. But maybe you need that amount in another
Yeah.
line.
So update the line there.
And our next meeting is May 23rd or 13th, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Tuesdays in May.
You guys are the fourth Tuesday, so
We're
it's
the fourth,
Tuesday, May
so-
23rd.
May 23rd
at 7
is.
p.m.
All right, the next meeting is May 23rd, so between now and the 23rd, we need to decide what, bring it to the meeting on the 23rd and decide. Because when is that meeting?
Yeah, that would be a
May
week before the
31st.
deadline.
Yeah.
May 31st is not a meeting, though. I don't want to confuse you. That's just the deadline
That's the deadline.
Yeah. For everybody, for all committees.
So we've got to have all this put together and in line and whatever at our next meeting. So anything extra we want to do, whatever it is, okay? That includes activities, any giveaways, and that type of thing. The tchotchkes and everything that the people go for are very, very expensive. I don't ever see us doing that. We just don't get enough money for that. And that's what makes people walk past our tables. It's not like other committees that get a whole bunch of money and are able to spend money on that. And like I said, the prices on those things have gone way up. And it's almost, we're not in the same ballpark. Okay, and come up with some ideas, guys. Anything that we can do, collaborations with other committees always work for us. That type of thing. Anybody got any ideas, anything they want to bring up now on any of that?
Really quickly while we're on that subject, we had a health fair with the elderly affairs, and there was somebody that reached out that they wanted to do like CPR training or something, and then I thought of you guys because I know you guys have talked about this before. So if you guys are interested, he can do the class for free to train like parents or anything, but it wouldn't be an official like CPR certification. If you guys want to have an official CPR certification, which we would suggest that that's what you do if you're going to do that. There is a cost to it. And maybe that's something that you guys either want to budget for, fundraise for, whatever it may be, or maybe something you want to leave for next fiscal year and request funding for. So
I think I mentioned something that through my business that I could do, that I would waive my costs, obviously, that I only would have to pay is the administrative fee. And it's through the American Red Cross.
Okay.
That's what I think.
do you
If it's
think
okay,
you can bring a quote like,
I can give you a proposal. Yeah.
just so that, so
I mean, you'd have to tell me what is it specific as far as it, child, adult, and,
I guess that's what
what's
you
gonna
guys have to
dictate.
brainstorm on, right? Like, what do you want to
Right.
have that? And I guess we can.
I think that's what I said.
All three of them would be good.
And the same person that for this program, they offer other types of trainings, similar things. And I know he mentioned something that they just got approved for. So something that for you guys to think about, and I'll send you his contact as well in case you guys want to call and discuss any ideas. But I think I might be saying this wrong, the overdose like drug that you have to administer.
Narcan.
Yeah, that there's like training on that he can give as well if you guys want to look into that as well. So apparently he has a lot of ideas and a lot of different things that he can offer the community.
What I'd like to see us do. I'll tell you if this might work. If Public Safety Committee had an evening with a discussion from these different contacts and people, what Darwin's talking about, you might be able to bring to the table, what I might be able to. Mavis Cole was the one from, I believe, Miami Gardens Police Department that used to come and do this, the CPR and all this, and do the car seat installations. But there, all of that, you have to be certified or whatever.
The liability is extremely.
Exactly. On all of these things. I'd like to see some of these programs brought back, like you said. There's fees, liability, different things. A lot to be thought about that we should be educated on first. And then I would sign up, you would sign up, that type of thing, once we learn what that. Primarily, all the time, it's the stinking liability, first and foremost. So how Mavis Cole, what she was doing back then, I don't even know how to reach her to find out. Maybe there wasn't as much restrictions in classes or whatever and things you had to do. I don't know, but I think it's something that a lot of us on this committee, of the 7 on our committee, maybe 3 of us at least want to do it.
Well, so that's what you're talking about is budgeting for next year. With any of these things that require liability, or have a huge liability like that, I would recommend that you budget for them and pay for those services outright. If you can get it in the budget, you get the town to provide that money that you can pay a professional service to provide these because they are, I mean, we stopped doing car seats because somebody put a seatbelt in another county somewhere down the road and the kid died. Well, the fire department was sued. Now, no fire department in the state of Florida because of one incident where it didn't work. So, that's as simple as that goes. So now, in order to get these services, in order for the town to provide these services to its residents at no cost, there would have to be taxpayer dollars in order to get a professional company to come in, absorb all that liability and provide the service, just like CPR and all that other stuff, because the CPR instructor is taking on all of that liability. And that's why the American Red Cross forces an administrative fee on it to say, you just took it. You took it from us. We provide you the information. You're going to now give it to them. If you do it half-assed, then that's on you. That's not on us. So.
Case in point, excuse me, that's why he probably says, hey, I can do the training, but I'm not going to certify you. Where me, obviously, I'm an authorized provider, I will certify you. That's the difference. I mean, again, it's up to, I don't even know if there's anything, would it be considered even a conflict of interest, me being on the committee to do that through, that's why I said, no, you don't have to pay me. It's gonna go, whatever the
Maybe leave
administrative fee.
absence for a month.
The
And I
administrative
can
fee.
assure you that for things like this, the town attorney will probably have to.
No, of course. I
No,
get it.
so I'm saying as a committee, you guys rest assured, the town attorney will look at whatever we need to sign and all that.
Does the fire department know anyone that is providing any of those services through my taxpayer money as a Dade County resident? Are there any programs at all that the fire department does through my tax dollars?
Through community, our community affairs division, they seek out all of those things and can decide what is appropriate and what's not. I would have to defer that to them. Back to that question, I'll be glad to hear.
Could you do that for us? Let me put it this way. All right, so it's gonna be ridiculous insurance wise and liability wise. I get all that. Everything is.
That's everything.
Yeah, but if the fire department already has something in place, whether, it isn't gonna be for us, it's just regular citizens and residents. But if the fire department has a division or a section or a person or whatever, that otherwise they're just someone who is a regular rescue squad worker and does it when the call goes out to 911. if that's because of the liability issue. But if we could just find out if what we're asking for is the moon, then
Sure.
there's no way this little committee is gonna get away with that. Not when other committees are getting a lot more money than us. We're very limited. So, any ideas for the next budget, guys? Get ready. You need
But
to
I think that's
like-
CPR,
Yeah. I think
because there's a lot of water around here, there's a lot of people with elderly parents, a lot of people, with little kids. I mean, I think it would be a good turnout, especially if it's no cost.
just, let's just say, Officer Amador, how come a particular committee that deals with kids, several of them, you just have an event over there at Veterans Park and there's liability because you're on the town property type thing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody fall off a swing. So we've got to get this together because I think it's important. Whether it be us initiating it, even if we get an initiative to have the town deal with that.
I think CPR is.
Yeah, we've been fighting for the CPR for at least a
So
year.
this is, but I know you guys have mentioned it, and just a side note on this, sometimes things fall through the cracks between your committee meetings, so you guys do have to hold yourselves accountable that if you're gonna do this, you really have to bring the quotes next meeting and really thoroughly discuss it, make the motions and approve it, because that's the only way the town can then, me, can help you move forward with those things. So really, this would be a great opportunity for you guys to bring quotes, whether it be CPR or whatever other program you think is appropriate, like maybe do some research and bring that back to your next meeting so that you can incorporate that into your budget and you're coming prepared.
Yeah.
To town house.
So let's find out what programs or whatever we can get involved in and the cost. It's gonna be a lot of things to get done in the next month or next meeting. Put it on that agenda and vote on it and go before them.
Well, let's,
You're making sense.
for sure, the CPR. I mean, that's,
I don't.
let's start with one. We haven't done anything like this before to see how this goes. You know, so for sure, the CPR.
See where they at.
And that, and then if not that, if there's a secondary idea that isn't gonna cost as much, we've gotta use something as a backup. But let's start thinking of some proactive things we can do as a committee.
What else do you teach?
Crowd hair.
Sir. I can't say.
Okay,
You got the charges.
No.
okay, any special announcements or anything like that?
You guys are doing an excellent job.
I guess something that could be related to this in a way, just an announcement, we just started publishing because we're confirming speakers, but we're gonna have a senior legal forum. Any of you who have parents, neighbors, friends that may benefit from this, and the attorneys are just gonna talk through some legal issues that they may face. If they go through like elderly abuse, scamming, all types of things, wills, and all those subjects. So, that's taking place Saturday, May 6th. Here in Town Hall at 10 a.m.
And it's a legal form, and who's
It's called the Senior Legal Forum.
is there a committee putting this on, or is this gonna be,
Elderly Affairs always works
yeah?
with the BNI, I believe it is.
Do you know who the attorneys are gonna be?
No,
Okay. All right, Stephanie. Which,
the town
I'm
attorney.
on that committee, so I'll try. Okay. Any announcements? Suggestions, be kind. Anything else to report? Questions? Motion to adjourn. Me, second,
Motion.